Hello, Internet podcast people.
Welcome to another episode of Love and Stuff.
The podcast where we talk about love and stuff. So first we got to give a shout out to our sponsors. Max, take it away about our Croatian sponsors.
Our first sponsor is the Tourism and Commerce Board of Croatia that would like to remind you that Croatia is one of the few countries in the Balkans without a landmine problem.
That's good to know.
That's right. Go to Montenegro, step on a landmine. Go to Bosnia, step on a landmine. Go to Croatia,
you're good.
You're good to go.
No landmines.
No landmines.
So, you know, the more and more we get into the tourism factor of Croatia, the more and more I actually want to take a vacation to Croatia. So you never hear anybody that says, hey, I went on vacation and I went to Croatia. Nobody ever, and it's a really nice place from what I understand.
It's a beautiful country with a rich history. It was part of the Kingdom of Hungary for a long time.
Right. And we're also sponsored by Dave's Lube.
Dave's Lube.
All right, so we're going to get right into the questions today. We have two of them, so this is going to be a two-part podcast.
Yeah, so first, who sent us these questions?
Our mega fan in Flint, Michigan, his name is Jonathan Hill.
Jonathan Hill.
Yes.
Jonathan Hill, thank you so much for sending us these questions.
Thank you, Jonathan. He was the only guy that when I did a Twitter Live, he was the only guy that asked me questions on Twitter Live. So,
well, all right.
So anyway, Jonathan Hill, this one's for you. These are your questions. If you guys have any questions, you could always email them to us at ShayneandI@gmail.com, or you could DM us on the Instagram, which is Shayne and I Show at Instagram. And our pictures will come up in our videos and stuff like that. We're on the Instagram Live right now, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, this one's directed to you. Jonathan Hill wants to know, let me look at my paper here. Jonathan Hill wants to know, does Max have a dream wedding? And if so, how long has Max been dreaming about said wedding?
That's the question?
That's the question.
That's actually the question?
That's actually the question.
Okay. I do have a dream wedding.
Jesus.
I've been dreaming about it.
You know, men aren't supposed to have a dream wedding.
Well,
I don't have a dream wedding. I mean, I do. You know what I would do?
What?
If I had a perfect wedding, here's what I would do.
Tell me what you would.
I would fly to Vegas. I would look for Chinese Elvis. It has to be Chinese Elvis. I would get married by Chinese Elvis and then go do some gambling. So in order for me to get there, though, I need to have a girlfriend, I would need a girlfriend first.
Yeah, ideally you would have a girlfriend before a wife.
Right. She would have to be down with Chinese Elvis. Even if I get married in the state, even if I get married in California, Chinese Elvis has to marry us.
Yeah.
Just because it's Chinese Elvis.
Well, you know, California's a big state.
Right.
Like 8th largest economy in the world.
Right.
I'm sure there's a Chinese Elvis somewhere here.
Yeah, somewhere I could get a Chinese Elvis,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure. But this is about you. I digress. This is about you.
All right.
So, take it away on your dream wedding.
All right. First off, there's nothing strange about a man having a dream wedding.
Yeah, there is.
Because it's the new millennium. That's right. It's the new millennium.
See, people use that new millennium
Equality
excuse.
of the sexes.
People use that new millennium excuse for everything.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the new fucking millennium.
My girlfriend is a goat. It's a new millennium. It's okay.
Okay, I'm not talking about bestiality here.
Well, it's not bestiality anymore. It's a new millennium.
I'm saying we don't have to have this vast gulf between men and women, and maybe I can do what in the old millennium only women could do.
Okay.
So I have a dream wedding, and you know me, I'm a Northern California boy.
Right.
And so my dream is a Northern California dream. First off, we're going to be in the woods, in a redwood grove.
Are you a hippie?
I'm not a hippie. I'm just a Northern California boy.
It's very hippie-ish.
Well, you know, just go with it, okay?
Okay, I'll go with it.
All right. So it's going to be in a redwood grove. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the redwood tree, they're majestic. So I'm just going to leave it at that. It's going to be in a redwood grove. It will be clothing optional.
Wait. Clothing optional?
To be honest, it's going to be clothing discouraged.
So everybody's going to be naked?
Ideally, yeah.
Like even the parents?
The way God made us.
Okay.
Yeah.
You realize your parents are going to be naked at your wedding.
Mm-hmm. As will I. As will you, sir.
I might have something to do that weekend, but
No, you'll be there and you'll be naked.
can I wear a little tuxedo thing?
Yeah, you can wear a bow tie.
A bow tie?
Absolutely.
Just a bow tie and nothing else?
Just
because I
bow tie
don't
and
mind
nothing
being
else.
naked, but I'd be
You can even
kinda
wear
weird.
you can even wear a top hat if you want.
I'd kind of be weird being naked in front of your parents and your fiance's parents. I think that'd be a little weird.
Look, you're never gonna see him again, so whatever.
True.
And
True.
also, it's not like they haven't seen a penis before.
Okay.
Everybody there will have seen a penis before. There's nothing mysterious or crazy or spooky about a penis. It's just a penis.
Okay.
So Shayne, be good with your penis.
I am okay with my penis.
You're good with your penis?
Yes.
All right. It's good. It's important to be good with your
It
penis.
is. It's a little long. I mean, it's a little heavy.
It's a little on the large side.
Yeah.
I can understand that can be embarrassing.
Yeah.
But
I'm not embarrassed.
that's okay.
So go ahead.
All right.
We're naked. We're in the woods. To recap.
We're naked. We're in the woods. Clothing I mean, if some people really want to be clothed, I'm not going to tell them they can't.
Right.
It will be officiated by a shaman.
A shaman.
Yes, an animist shaman.
Wow. You know, I could officiate your wedding.
Yes, but you are not an animist shaman.
No, but I could dress up as one.
Also, you're going to be a groomsman, and you cannot be a groomsman and an officiant.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can.
Nuh-uh.
I could come up with all the groomsmen and then go to my little podium and preach on, because according to the Universal Life Church, I am a priest.
Yeah, all right.
True story.
It's not going to be a podium. It's going to be an altar in a majestic redwood grove.
Okay. Are you going to have unicorns?
There is no such thing as unicorns.
Okay.
Shayne.
Are you going to have a beautiful white horse?
No. What do I need a horse for?
Well, it's going with the whole majestic redwood theme.
Also, how do horses and redwoods go together? All right. And besides, my mother, who I love dearly, and who's going to be there naked, is allergic to horses.
How could allergic to horses?
She's allergic to horses.
That is just weird.
Well, there are stranger things,
True.
like your unusually large penis.
It's not that strange.
I'm just saying, it's impressive,
It is impressive.
and I think it's more unusual than a horse allergy.
Okay, so we're back. So no horses, no majestic horses leading the bride in, riding bareback, all naked. Picture that. You're in the redwoods. Your beautiful bride is all naked on back of a horseback riding.
There's no horse.
But imagine, you're missing my point though.
Oh, okay. Tell me. Bring it in.
The horse would just make it all the more mystical and all the more shaman-like and more hippie-ish, if you will, if you had your bride come down the aisle on said wonderful bareback white horse.
I see what you're getting at,
Right.
and maybe we could have a different beast of burden. Like
Maybe you could have that Rolling Stones song playing, Beast of Burden.
we could, and Kira will come down the aisle riding an ox.
That's a little outside the box.
Hey man, oxes are as grand and majestic as redwood trees. So really it works.
It does work.
I know one doesn't necessarily associate the ox with the redwood,
I don't associate the
but
ox with the redwood.
one does associate the ox with animist shamans, and we're going to have one of those.
So, and after you get done with the wedding, you could have somebody just kind of ixnay the ox, and you could have ox for dinner.
No, because this is going to be a Northern California wedding.
Oh yeah,
so
people in Northern California kind of frown upon that stuff.
we frown upon the decapitation of oxen
Right.
in public.
Animals in general, really.
To be honest, we're okay with it in private, in some strange, far-off factory,
Right.
where they chop off heads all willy-nilly. but we don't like to be present for it ourselves.
Nobody wants to watch it happen.
Nobody wants to watch it happen.
See, I would like to watch it happen.
Have you seen Apocalypse Now?
Have I seen Apocalypse Now? Yes.
You know the scene where they decapitate the ox?
Yes.
It's,
True story. Did you know that I once worked at a meat packing company, and I actually watched the process of them cutting off decapitating the heads of cows into the whole package of the meat,
That's
and yet I still eat meat
yeah.
because I know where they're from.
Yeah, they're from all
John Muir Meat Company
right. Cool.
in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
All right. You know, two things I don't associate is John Muir and Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Right. Anyway, so back to your wedding. The shaman's there. Your wife comes in on an ox.
On an ox.
Fiance right now.
Yes.
Comes in on an ox. Now is the wedding theme playing? The dun 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 dun.
No.
Are you playing some Rolling Stones, some Beatles?
I was thinking perhaps a little Grateful Dead.
Oh,
not like one of their composed songs,
the
but
worst
a
band in the
jam,
world.
like a Dead jam.
They're the worst band in the world.
All right, they're not the worst band in the world.
They're overrated because their jams were all just them forgetting what song they were on, and they're all drugged out, and they're like, we'll just riff.
You are okay. First off, nah, dude.
Yeah.
Nah. Secondly, their jams are pretty dope. Thirdly, if you're down for some pretty okay Western music, they're an all right band.
So, but can you should pick that song "Touch of Grey" by the Grateful Dead. That's the song. That should be the song.
Maybe. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know what? I mean, the Grateful Dead's really in keeping with Northern California.
Right.
But I could really do some Fish.
They're even worse.
Yeah, but I really enjoy some Fish. Like a good Fish jam. You got Trey Anastasio jamming on just shredding
They're even worse than the Grateful Dead, but we're digressing from your whole wedding thing. It's your wedding, so I'm not going to say anything about the Fish. That's for another segment on another video.
I know what we're going to
time.
have. We're going to have somebody playing one of those wooden xylophones. Like one of
Naked?
those. Yeah, like one of those people
You know what
from
I picture
Peru.
when you say? You know what I'm picturing when you say this? Is some chick, like with brown hair, long ass brown hair, all the way like down to her waist, with her little elfling headband gear thing going.
So I'm imagining Alanis Morissette.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but with a little elf kind of.
Like ears?
Yeah, and she'd be singing like she'd be doing one of those xylophone wooden things, singing. Isn't that ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride.
Well, yeah, or it could just be some old Peruvian man.
True, but I think Alanis Morissette naked would be all the better playing a wooden xylophone, singing Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
I'm going for the ancient Peruvian man.
Just take all the fun out of it.
The shaman could be an ancient Peruvian man,
There you go.
and he'll be playing the wooden xylophone.
Leading your bride-to-be down the aisle.
The ox will be leading. Well, it
What
won't
if the
be,
ox
my,
isn't
my
trained? What
bride
if
will
the
be
ox?
on the
See, I have this
ox.
other vision of the ox not being trained enough and just kicking your beautiful bride off of him and going nuts on the whole audience and tearing up the whole wedding.
Well, that would be unfortunate.
Yeah, that's the vision I have of an ox.
I-
That's why a white horse coming down the aisle would be much better.
I plan on getting a very docile, well-behaved ox.
You're gonna have to do some hunting for that and pay a pretty penny.
Listen, man, oxen have been used by people for many purposes for millennia. Millennia.
You threw in a big word there.
Yeah, I have. So I think I'm going to be okay.
Right.
And the ox, by the way, is going to be
Right.
white.
So do you have like your wedding vows all figured out? Like, have you figured those out since you were a little boy?
I thought I might recite a Sanskrit poem.
You should just get married in Oregon.
But it's Northern California.
Right. So are you going to be a vegan friend? Are you going to have a vegan friendly reception? I mean, you're not even vegan, but I assume if you're going with the whole Northern California theme, you would have to be vegan friendly.
Everybody I'm inviting eats meat. That's actually not true. One person is a vegetarian, but not a vegan. I will feed her cheese
Good. Cheese and eggs.
and eggs.
So you're not going to go with you're not going to have a vegan option, even?
Well, who needs a vegan option when nobody's vegan?
Well, what if one of your friends say I'm a +1 and the girl I'm dating at the time, God forbid, happens to be a vegan?
I forgot about +1s. You just doubled the amount of people coming to my
Right.
wedding. That's fucked up, Shane.
You got to take in the +1s, man.
Damn it. All right, there will be a vegan option.
Right. I'm just saying my pretend girlfriend, Crazy, with a capital K, if she comes. The one that I made up way back in episode 1. That would be.
Is vegan.
It's vegan.
Well, there's the
'Cause
real.
she's crazy.
There's the real girl you met who's like the vegan.
Bisexual, communist, anarchist. But she won't be coming because she still lives with her ex-boyfriend
Okay, all right.
in a one-bedroom apartment. But that's for another story.
That's another story for
another time.
All right. So my dream wedding,
Okay.
clothing discouraged,
Right.
animist shaman,
Right.
who is an old
so instead of
Peruvian
getting
man.
a tux, everybody needs to get their areas trimmed before they show up.
Ideally, you would want a groom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it'd really be suck if you had to go to a naked clothing optional wedding and some dude's just like, blam, hairy nuts.
You know that poster of John Lennon and Yoko Ono
Yes, it's
naked,
gross.
and all you can see is the pubes.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I'm thinking.
It's their whole bodies,
Right.
but you look at it and all you see is the
Right.
pubes.
So for your bachelor party, you could have everybody gets, wax for their bachelor party.
Well, you don't have to get waxed, but trim at least.
You could pay somebody to trim you.
Oh yeah, that's my fantasy. Paying a stranger to trim my fucking pubes.
There's people that do that.
I'm sure there is, because there's something for everybody.
Right. So here we are. We're back at your wedding. We have your beautiful bride-to-be riding down on an ox. Clothing's optional. You got a shaman playing a wooden thing.
Yes, an old Peruvian animist shaman
Yeah, okay.
playing the wooden
So
xylophone.
what happens next?
So next we
Very Northern California,
yes,
by the way.
Next we recite poems to one another in Sanskrit.
Now, is your fiance okay with all this?
She hasn't been.
I mean, I can't imagine her being okay with the whole naked wedding part.
Well, I haven't filled her in on all the details.
Right, because she probably has her own idea of a wedding, which is more traditional.
She does.
Right.
And
you know what's going to happen is you're going to totally get vetoed on this because most dudes don't get their dream wedding. It's mostly the girls take over and it's their day.
Okay.
So.
Well, let's just go back to my dream wedding.
Okay.
Because that was the question.
Yes.
From Mr.
Jonathan Hill in Flint, Michigan.
That's right. And so we got clothing discouraged.
Right.
In a redwood grove.
Right.
With an ancient Peruvian animist shaman playing the wooden xylophone. Kira comes down the aisle abreast a white ox.
Abreast a white ox.
Yes.
She should be carrying a shield and a sword, too.
Oh, she should. Yes, absolutely. Carrying a shield and a sword for ceremonial purposes.
Yes, only.
Yeah. Then we recite Sanskrit poetry to one another.
Right.
And then we exchange arm rings. It's like a ring you put on your finger, except you put it around your arm.
That is really stupid.
It's an ancient Germanic tradition.
Okay, it's your wedding.
Yeah. And finally.
We get to the finally. We're getting to the end here.
Finally, we will consummate in front of the guests.
Whoa, consummate. That means you guys are gonna.
We're gonna touch bits.
Are you gonna do it in front of the guests?
That's what it means to consummate a marriage.
In front of the guests.
It means
in front of your parents, in front of her parents.
It means
you're just gonna go. You're just gonna do the wild thing.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe we won't consummate in front of the guests.
That would kind of be weird if you guys are gonna go ahead and have sex in front of your parents.
Okay. Now I'm seeing that as weird.
Unless you did this. Unless you said, "Hey, mom and dad, you guys have been great. We got a little thing for you over here at the reception you could go to 'cause since you're old and you need a little more time to get to the reception." And then they leave, all the old folks.
And then we consummate on top of the altar.
Right.
In front of the ancient Peruvian animist shaman.
Yes, with nobody else there except him. That would just still be weird.
While he, chants
that would still be
animist things.
So you've been thinking about this since you were like a little kid?
Not since I was a little kid, but 8 or 9.
That's a little kid.
Okay.
Just this exact way, huh?
Well, you know, it's changed, you know, over the years.
Right. You probably don't want He-Man marrying you.
No. It used to have a Star Wars theme. It doesn't have that anymore.
A Star Wars theme would be kind of cool.
Yeah. It used to be on Halloween. It would still be nice if it was on Halloween, but it's no longer necessary.
Right. Especially in Northern California, in the redwoods around Halloween would be a little cold.
It gets a little cold, and
Especially if we're all naked.
yeah, and you know, you would be okay because your junk would just look normal sized in that temperature, but mine would look very small, and I might be kind of embarrassed.
Right. So, all right, I think we got enough for your question. Jonathan Hill, I hope we answered your question for you. We got to sign off now.
All right.
That is episode 5, I believe, of Love and Stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
In the books.
In the book.
In the books.
On the
podcast.
On the record.
On the record.
In the can.
Yes, in the can, so to speak.
Yeah.
So again, if you have a question, you can email us at ShayneandI@gmail.com. Ask us any relationship topic question you have. We will answer it the best we can. And thanks to our sponsors. We are out of here.